Alright, hello guys, in this video I want to show you some basic texturing in Blender. Uh, a few things I use in my workflow. I will use the cycle render engine, so let's change this to cycle GPU, and we don't need that many samples, so let's set it to 16 and switch on denoise. Right, change this editor to the shader editor, and we are going to preview mode. And okay, let's see what do we have here. Let's try. You know what, I don't like this cube, or let's add the plane as well. Okay, let's make it big. I just move it aside somewhat. I also change the light to sun and the intensity back to 20. The word color, I use a bluish gray, okay? And the light, it seems, yeah, all right. So we have this this material here, right, for the plane and the cube, and I'm going to add a texture. Let's add a mass grave, and okay, we plug it to here. Which is not especially not very interesting. You can adjust the scale. Let's say we want to have more details on the edges, and also it's I don't like the contrast, so what we can do is to use a converter, a color ramp, which is at default produces the same result. But if we and I pull back the specular, okay, and we don't need this here. So with this you may already adjust. You see, you can adjust the contrast. Let's see the detail. You see, yeah. Now we may okay, but let's say this is pretty okay, common dirt or whatever. Let's say we want to limit this texture to within a certain radius. Okay, that's why we have another texture called a gradient texture. A gradient texture has a mode of spherical or quadratic sphere. Let's plug it in here. You see, but it's not really. We want to have the center here, right? So let's add a texture coordinate node, because we have to tell this gradient where to position itself. So we need also a mapping node which will transform the texture coordinates. So let's plug the generated vector output into the input, plug it here, and nothing happens. But now if we play with these values and on the y-axis as well, and we make it smaller using the scale, It's just, what if we use the object? But then it remains in the middle. So these are tricky things. So now we have to come back. Heck. Yeah. And so we want to use this mask. Okay. We want to use this mask. Sorry. For this, we need a mix color node. Just plug this together. It's not really the thing we want, so we need the multiplier, right? But yeah, and let's set this to spherical. You see, no, it's not so, there is no gradient, or radial, no, it's quite useless. Linear, but with linear we need to duplicate this, because now and also it's we have to push the texture somewhat, like something like this. I just wonder why. Looky. Let's see if we look how weird it is. Look at this. Yeah. So we can make this fade. Like that.